Just yesterday, thousands of people got a BandLab notification that David released a new song titled Rush, but minutes later, it vanished.
It's controversial of kids. Hi guys.
So I can tell you that we did find opiate prescription medication bottles in the house with meth. Now,
I thought we were done with the whole David situation. Well, at least until a suspect got named. But apparently, David just can't stop making things worse. Out of nowhere, he drops a new song on BandLab, and before anyone could even finish listening, it was gone. Private, deleted. At first, people thought that it was just another throwaway track, but then fans started noticing something strange, not in Rush, but in another song called I Never Needed You. Because in that one, there is a faint female voice in the background that sounds almost identical to Celeste. Not a remix, not a random sample, her actual voice. Or at least that's what people believe after comparing it to her viral video from before she went missing. Now that is unsettling. We're talking about someone whose death still has no real explanation, and he's out here using her voice like it's part of a track. That is not artistic. That is just wrong. And once people started connecting the dots, things got even more suspicious. There's the Build-A-Bear certificate tied to her cousin's name found inside his old house, talk of an opioid overdose cover-up that might explain how she ended up in that Tesla, and the fact that investigators say farm tools were found in that same Hollywood Hills home. Tools that had no reason being there at all. This isn't just about a deleted song anymore, it's about the voice, the clues, the house, and a timeline that is looking way too suspicious to just brush off. And speaking of that song, let's talk about Rush, the one that disappeared right after fans started piecing things together. Because once people read the lyrics, it stopped feeling like just another track and started sounding like a confession.
Just yesterday, thousands of people got a BandLab notification that David released a new song titled Rush, but minutes later, it vanished. The song was apparently created on October 2nd, and some people think it was released on accident, and others think it was on purpose.
He sings, I thought we were taking it slow, but you don't want to wait on me. I just need you to know there's so many things I need. Now, when I heard that, my jaw literally dropped. Because come on, that doesn't sound like some random love song. It sounds like he's trying to explain himself. Almost like he's talking to someone who wanted more from him and he's defending why he pulled back. Then he goes, say you love me, then you say goodbye. Had a feeling you would leave my side. I still think about you day and night. And I don't care what anyone says, that line sounds like guilt. You can hear it in the way he delivers it. What really stuck with me is how he keeps repeating, don't want to waste your time, over and over. Like he's not trying to convince the listener, he's trying to convince himself. It feels like he is rewriting what happened using his own lyrics to make it sound softer than it was. And if you didn't want the world to overanalyze it, why post it on BandLab? You could have dropped it properly on streaming platforms, but no. It's like he wanted to test the reaction without taking responsibility. When you really think about the timing of everything, it's just weird. The body was found, the investigation is still ongoing, and instead of staying silent out of respect, he's out here playing with fire. But just when everyone thought that the Rush situation was bad enough, it got worse. Because buried in another one of his songs, I Never Needed You, there is a faint female voice in the background that sounds almost identical to Celeste. You can literally hear it, the tone, the cadence, even the way she breathes between words. It's way too specific to brush off as coincidence. And before anyone says, oh, maybe it's just a sample, people actually did comparisons. Someone even ran a mini voice analysis using clips from her old live streams and that one viral Ring camera video, the one where she was arguing with a neighbor. When they matched it with the song, the similarity was almost 1-to-1.
You don't even go to the house. Hey, bro. I'm not Mexican. I'm Salvador and you tripping.
Oh my god.
Not because you tripping.
In that track, you can hear a girl saying, "You're the one calling my phone. Your number is blocked. You keep calling me, texting me." For that audio to somehow end up mixed into a professional track, that is not just creepy, it is straight up disrespectful to a victim who can't even defend herself anymore. And the worst part, David never acknowledged it, never said it was a sample, never explained why a girl's voice is layered into the background. He just went silent the same way he's been through this whole Celeste situation. And by this point, it honestly feels like he is trying to keep her voice alive in his music, but not in a way that honors her. It's like he's twisting the story, making it sound like she was the one chasing him. And if that's what he's doing, that is manipulation at its finest. So while fans were still processing the whole Celeste voice in his music thing, a private investigator came forward with new information, and you guys, this part sounds like something straight out of a movie. The investigator's name is Steve Fisher, and I am sure you have heard me mention him before because he has been dropping little-known details about this case since the very beginning. He's the one working with the owner of that Hollywood Hills house where David was staying. And according to him, what he found inside that property might completely shift how people see this whole situation. He even posted photos on X of a Build-A-Bear certificate found inside the house. The name on it, Esmeralda. The date, April 21st, 2024. And that's when things started to get strange because Celeste had a cousin named Esmeralda, the same cousin who helped her run her GoFundMe and showed up in those graduation photos with her.
This photo that everyone has been posting lately, it was taken on May the 30th, 2024. Miss Rivas had attended her cousin Esmeralda's high school graduation. In September, she was seen on video fighting with the neighbors at the Lake Elsinore home. So why didn't any family member notify law enforcement that she was safe? Possibly because they were worried it would trigger a CPS investigation.
April 21st is also important because that was 2 weeks after Celeste was reported missing from Lake Elsinore. So if that bear was made the same day and the certificate ended up in David's rental home, it raises way too many questions. To make things even crazier, Fisher pointed out that David posted a TikTok on April 21st, the same date, filmed while on a roller coaster at Six Flags, which just so happens to have a Build-A-Bear shop on site. So now everyone is connecting the dots. Did he go to Six Flags with Celeste that day while she was still listed as missing? Because if that's true, then this wasn't just some secret relationship. It starts looking like a full-on timeline cover-up. This is the part where people started turning on everyone. Not just David, but the family too, because at this point, no one is telling the full truth, and it's starting to feel like everyone is protecting themselves instead of Celeste. Even with everything that's come out, the Build-A-Bear clue, the graduation photo, the timeline mess, he still hasn't been named a suspect. The police aren't calling it a homicide. They keep saying that the autopsy results are deferred, which honestly just sounds like code for we don't know what to say yet. But here's the thing. While everyone is busy staying silent, people who have seen what was found in that house can't shake how dark it really was. Investigators discovered farm tools, sitting in a luxury Hollywood rental. I don't even want to imagine what might have been planned, but deep down, you guys, we are all thinking it. Then there was the prescription bottles, opioids, maybe legal, maybe not. The theory is that this wasn't a cold-blooded murder, but an accident, an overdose that spiraled into a panic. That's when things allegedly got covered up and her body ended up in that Tesla. If that is true, then multiple people knew enough to move a body, hide the evidence, and build a story, and still not a single one of them has spoken publicly.
My gut tells me, I have no inside information on this at all, but my gut tells me the way things are lining up right now, I'm feeling this is probably going to be something like an accidental overdose. And they just made a horrible decision after the fact because they didn't want the relationship to be, to get out there because it would definitely hurt his, career, if not him be criminally charged.
It's like every time you think the truth is about to surface, it disappears again, just like his tracks do. He posts, he deletes, he hides, and somehow the world moves on like this girl didn't even exist. Of course she's gone and she deserves to rest, but it's heartbreaking she lost her life way too soon. And every single day that passes without a suspect, without any real direction connection in this case, it just gets more frustrating. I'm not here to point fingers without proof, but it is hard to ignore how many pieces still do not add up. Because if it's true that Esmeralda was with Celeste at that Six Flags trip while she was listed as missing, then she knows way more about what really happened than anyone else ever will. Something about this whole thing still feels unfinished. You don't build a career off of someone's voice, walk away from death like that, and expect the internet to forget. The questions are not going away, and neither is the guilt hanging over this story. Whatever really happened that night, it is still out there, sitting in silence, waiting for someone brave enough to finally say it out loud.